When hope is gone, undo this lock and send me forth on a moonlit walk. Release restraint level 0. Hey kids, wanna see a dead body?
Hi guys, this is Devoid of the Ravenclaw. Welcome back to another fanfiction story. If you like this type of content, smash the like button and subscribe for future videos and updates that I do post on my community tab frequently. You can get access to any of my early content. Check out the Discord. This is the arrival of Brightburn, Part 5. Lois Lane, aka Superwoman, of Earth 3 came storming into the school. Superwoman was extremely pissed off, irritated, that one of her prisons was broken into. She made her way towards the secret elevator and began to descend downwards to the prison underneath the school. When Superwoman stepped out of the elevator into the hallway of the prison, everyone gave her a wide berth. Because of one simple fact, Superwoman did not seem angry. And when she's like that, that usually results in someone most definitely going to die. Maybe multiple, depending on her mood. She stepped into the command center of the prison, calm and composed, as she gazed at the people who were supposed to keep her prison under control. As she gazed upon them with a calculated gaze, staring them down, like she found her children with their hands in the cookie jar. She looked like a disappointed parent about to punish her children. I can't explain, ma'am. She completely ignored him and sat down at the lead of the table behind her desk and poured herself a glass of wine. She took a simple, gentle sip as she set the wine glass, gently on the surface of her desk. Please, explain how you allowed this to happen. Allow an unknown intruder infiltrate my prison, kill many of my people, and take out one of my prisoners. And where is Sea King, by the way? Dead. Come again? He's dead, man. I see. I'm going to have to see for myself. She got up and drank the rest of her wine and set the glass down gently and walked past the group of men that she allowed to be part of her power structure. What about us, ma'am? What about you? Kill them. Kill them all. When she left the command room, she heard several discharge of energy weapon being fired, as all the men in charge were brutally killed. They've been relieved of their duty. You there, have someone replace them with people who actually know how to do their job. Understood. She continued on her way to examine the crime scene. When she got there, she saw the Sea King dead, with a very familiar brand on his chest, and his trident broken. A large, thick metal door had signs of someone ripping them open with their bare hands. Brightburn. She immediately recognized the symbol. You over there, what evidence do we have? We have nothing, ma'am. Whatever he did, he disturbed. He somehow jammed all of the cameras. I'm a bit confused. If you know who did this, if you know it was this Brightburn, why do you need evidence? She narrowed her eyes. You're getting dangerous close and questioning my orders, and everyone knows that's very unwise and very unhealthy. She immediately scurried away, holding her tablet, leaving her by herself, pondering she's going to do about this Brightburn. She's aware of the symbol and the name. The syndicate is aware of his existence. They just haven't identified what type of threat he is. This Brightburn is forcing my hand. Fine, so be it. You want to play hard? You want to play hardball? Let's play hardball. She contacted Bane through her communicator. This is Superwoman. What can I do for you, boss lady? If I remember right, you're currently trying to track down Brightburn. Is that correct? Affirmative, ma'am. Good, because he's in my neck of the woods. So I suggest you head my way. He took something that belongs to me, and I want it back unharmed. I hope we do understand each other. Otherwise, I would hate to have some sort of misunderstanding. And you know full well, if there's a misunderstanding, it's very harmful for you. Understood. Good. You have 24 hours to get here, and I suggest you move fast. I'm not a very patient woman. Meanwhile, with Brightburn, he teleported in the hotel room. He's been staying while he's in Superwoman's territory. He laid the unconscious Blackfire on the bed and uses X-ray vision to identify if she's been injured or she has any broken bones. When the results came negative, only having slight bruises that's quickly healing, he shut off his X-ray vision. She's clearly not human, so he doesn't know how her species' body operate. He'll do what he can, but he'll allow her natural abilities to heal her body on her own. But he knows he can't stay long. Despite the sign of her body healing itself, they're not safe here. He has no doubt Superwoman is trying to locate him, and most likely try to recapture the girl. Luckily for Brightburn, his mother has a nearby vacation home just outside of the city limits. So he uses telekinesis to teleport himself and Blackfire to the vacation home long away from the city. Judging by her condition, she's going to be completely out, probably for 5 or 6 days, maybe even longer. He's uncertain. This gives him plenty of time to cut some loose ends he has in the city. He has no doubt Superwoman is going to be after him. He needs to cause as much damage that he possibly can before he withdraws from the city completely. He teleported himself back into the city on the top of a roof of one of the tall buildings. Not as tall as a skyscraper, but pretty tall. If I were to syndicate, what would I do? Obviously, if I didn't outright kill Bane, I most likely would have sent him after me. And I have no doubt Superwoman has most likely already contacted him, so he should be in the city somewhere eventually. The Superwoman doesn't seem to be the type to get her hands dirty a lot of the time, allowing her minions to do her dirty work. That buys me some time. Brightburn took flight and began to scan the city from a high altitude to locate Bane or Superwoman. Brightburn hovered over the city about 30 minutes until he finally got impatient. Fine, if I can't get them. Fine, if I can't find them, then I'll just have to drive them out and make them come to me. As he flew downwards, crashing into the city right in the middle of the street, making a large shock wave that shattered the windows and made any of the nearby cars to fly off, hitting the buildings. It didn't take long for a squad of peacekeepers of the Syndicate that directly has the city under control of orders of Superwoman's shock troops begin to approach, carrying their rifles, armed and ready, as Brightburn, who was just floating just above the ground, with both of his hands behind his back, with his green eyes glowing bright, gazing his opponents as they're fast approaching. The moment the peacekeepers saw Brightburn, they immediately opened fire. In return, Brightburn unleashed his green heat vision as their bullets ricochet off his body harmlessly. As the two peacekeepers died instantly by one of the beams of his heat vision, piercing right through his skull, as the second beam hit another peacekeeper, killing him instantly, making a small hole through his chest, where his heart is supposed to be. Then Brightburn moved in a flash. Then he disappeared like he never was there to begin with. Then he reappeared right in front of one of the peacekeepers as he grabbed him by the face and ripped off his head off of his body. Then he kicked one of the peacekeepers into a parked car, completely killing him on impact. Then Brightburn proceeded to kill the rest with his heat vision. The remaining peacekeepers charged blindly. When the peacekeepers got into striking range, Brightburn disappeared, then flashed right in front of them and plunged his fist into his chest, grabbing his heart. The peacekeeper didn't realize what was happening. That's when Brightburn ripped out his hand, holding onto the human heart, crushing it in his hand. Then the peacekeeper fell down to the ground dead. Well, look at that. I made quite the mess. I wonder how many bodies will decorate these streets until someone strong enough comes to challenge me. At least give me a little bit of challenge. Bane or Superwoman. I don't care. I'm starting to get bored. I hope they hurry. I might actually kill all their peacekeepers before they get here. Oh well, no matter. Well, look at that, as Brightburn could see another wave of peacekeepers approaching fast. More toys to break. I might as well let loose. Well, while I'm here. Brightburn was surrounded by spotlights by several helicopters flying in the air. Brightburn looked up and gave them a 2-finger salute. Then he burst forward and began to engage the incoming group of peacekeepers heading his way. Then Brightburn clapped his hands together in a thunderclap, creating a strong gust of wind, sending all the nearby peacekeepers into the walls of the building and parked cars. Brightburn noticed After that, Brightburn noticed he's not encountering as much peacekeepers as he was before, so he took flight to fly a different part of the city, where there's more peacekeepers. It didn't take him long to locate more peacekeepers, and flew downward, towards the street level, from the sky, and flew down, and grabbed one of the peacekeepers' helmets, and slamming him into the ground, killing the peacekeeper on impact. As the street begins to form spiderweb cracks from the force of the impact, Brightburn casually picked up the dead peacekeeper's rifle and began to examine it. The remaining peacekeepers that managed to recover from the small earthquake that Brightburn created by using one of their peacekeepers as a blunt object. Then he did something that even surprised the peacekeepers. Brightburn opened fire using the rifle on the nearby peacekeepers. Deku's always been unpredictable. That's why it makes him so dangerous as a villain. Being reborn in a hostile world with more superior power than he had ever back in his original world. That simple fact won't change the outcome. He'll use anything at his disposal. And these peacekeepers weren't expecting someone with his power to use an actual rifle. That made him grin behind his face guard mask. Brightburn brutally used the brief moment of shock to keep firing the rifle at the peacekeepers alongside with his heat vision shooting out of his eyes in small bursts. As Brightburn easily reflected all the incoming bullets coming towards his direction, using his telekinesis, sending the bullets right back at the peacekeepers. Brightburn immediately recognized a familiar presence, someone he's already fought, and most definitely humbled. Came walking towards his direction. Bane came walking in the middle of the street, walking towards Brightburn. Brightburn rested the rifle over his shoulder and began to walk towards Bane. When he got close enough, he casually tossed the rifle to the side. Well, you actually showed up. Bane gave all the peacekeepers a silent command. They all immediately dispart and withdraw to a safer distance. I'm surprised you're still living. The Syndicate doesn't seem the type to forgive or give mercy for the members who failed their missions. They're not. You surprised me last time, but this time, the outcome will be different. And don't you think I fucking forgot for a single second? Forgot about how you disrespect me from the last time we collided. I'm gonna get you back for that. No one makes me look like a fool like that, or disrespects me in that way. You're dead. Brightburn was smirking behind his black face guard mask. And somewhere nearby, in the sky, is Superwoman, who is observing this Brightburn from a distance. She's been watching him ever since he started attacking her peacekeepers. She's indeed was surprised that he has similar abilities as a Kryptonian. If she didn't know any better, she would have mistaken him from a Kryptonian. But to her knowledge, Kryptonians don't have telekinesis like that. And something about his power seems different. She can't put her finger on it. But she won't engage with the unknown opponent with unknown abilities. Meanwhile, Brightburn and Bane were about to start the rematch that Bane's been hoping for. Some payback. Bane pressed a switch under the gas mask filter as venom and smoke form begins to emanate from the filter. As he begins to inhale the venom that's inside his mask, his height begins to increase, his muscle mass begins to bulk up as he increases size until he was towering over Brightburn. Brightburn did not hesitate. He flew up towards his face and slammed his fist across Bane's face, sending him skidding across the street. Brightburn is obviously pulling his punches. He doesn't want to end it too fast. He knows if he uses full strength, he could kill Bane easily. Being what he is. Bane's no match. He's strong, but Bane's not too durable. After all, he's just a human. And this is a very good chance to exercise his restraint with his physical strength. He's getting better control day by day. And he's curious how much this Bane could withstand, how much output he could put in without going full power. Bane recovered quickly and ran towards Brightburn, easily cutting the distance between them by throwing a devastating cross hook, only for Brightburn to block his humongous fist, then immediately counter-attack by landing a flying palm strike into his chest, sending him flying like a rocket into several parked cars. Bane finally managed to stop his momentum, but he immediately had to dodge out of the way as Brightburn was throwing parked cars with his telekinesis like he was throwing a football with his mind, forcing Bane to back up and begin to dodge a couple flying cars heading his direction. The ones he couldn't dodge, he backhanded out of the way with his hand. But before he could fully dodge the last car, Brightburn made the car explode with his heat vision, sending Bane into a nearby brick wall. From the force of impact of the explosion of the car, it almost shattered the brick wall when he hit it. After the last car was thrown with his telekinesis, Brightburn flew forward and shoulder check Bane right through the brick wall, sending him flying, hitting several parked cars until he crashed into a parked trailer truck. Then Brightburn's eyes glow bright green as twin heat vision came flying towards the truck as the truck exploded. When Bane re-emerged from the smoke to reveal he was damaged, not severely, but he was injured. It was clearly evident. Nevertheless, he charged forward, right towards Brightburn. Brightburn met him halfway. Bane swung forward when he was in striking range. His fist hit Brightburn in the face. His punch only made Brightburn to tilt his head to the side. As he turned his head back towards Bane. "Are you done?" "My turn." As he dug his fist into his stomach, making Bane cough up spit. Brightburn continued to dig his fist into Bane's stomach repeatedly. Each fist collided with Bane's stomach, created loud thunderclaps with each strike, breaking all the nearby windows of buildings and cars. Then Brightburn grabbed Bane by the face and lifted him up off of the ground while he was hovering above the ground himself. As he threw him up and land a uppercut, making Bane go airborne, Brightburn teleported right above him and kicked Bane in the chest. It was a vicious stomp kick, sending him flying downward, right down onto the street. The moment Bane hit the street, he landed on top of a parked car, denting the metal and breaking all the glass from the back seat and front seat of the car. Brightburn casually hovered downward, touching the ground gently. Brightburn casually walked up to Bane and grabbed his wrist and forced him on his feet, then slammed his knee into his stomach. As the venom in Bane's system begins to dilute, as Bane's size begins to decrease. "You know, big guy, this all could have been avoided if you just took your defeat, your licking, with any amount of grace. This could have all been avoided. I spared you last time. And this is how you repay me? There's not going to be a next time. I'm going to kill you." Brightburn said that with no emotion in his tone. "A mercy? How you repay me? You attacked me once again. You should have known you wouldn't be able to win this. After all, you're just a weak human. Unlike the last time, I'm fresh out of mercy." He grabbed him by the throat with both his hands and began to squeeze Bane's neck until, a second later, there was a snap that echoed throughout the street. As Bane lay there, unresponsive, dead. But he wasn't done. He wants to make sure there's no possible way for him to come back. He plunged his fist into Bane's chest, then ripping out his heart, and immediately throwing it over his shoulder nonchalantly. Brightburn immediately teleported away before Superwoman could make her move. He is still unaware of her presence. He was too concentrated on the fight to notice someone was watching. Otherwise, his heightened senses would have noticed her. Well, that was quite interesting. He's definitely a threat. But it's still quite fascinating as she hovered down to examine the dead corpse of Bane. This Brightburn definitely has similar abilities as Ultraman. And despite Brightburn's quite brutalness on the way he does things. And yet he's very thorough about it. I suppose I should report this. I'll find a way to benefit from this one way or another. I always do. As Superwoman blasts off into the air and send word to all the key members through her communicator of the syndicate of the situation, as she's going to tell Ultraman personally. Ultraman, within his tower in his own territory in Metropolis, standing in front of the large window, staring upon the city with his hands behind his back, when he noticed Superwoman was approaching. I take it you took care of the problem. Not quite. Bane failed. Then bring him here. That'll be kinda hard. He's dead. Dead, you say? This brightburn. He killed him. Quite brutally, if you ask me. He teleported away. Somehow, after he killed Bane, he didn't give me time to make my move. Where is he now? Uncertain. He's either still in my territory, or he's already moved on. Continue your business as usual, but tighten your grip on your territory. What about Brightburn? He'll reveal himself sooner or later. And I have no intention of wasting resources hunting him down. He'll come to us. We just have to wait. What can you tell me about his abilities? It is quite terrifying. He has quite terrifying similar abilities as yours. Are you saying this Brightburn could be a Kryptonian? Not sure. He's either Kryptonian or from a species similar to Kryptonian. But he has other abilities. You do not. Telekinesis. Pretty strong telekinesis. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Ultraman turned his face towards Superwoman. You may take your leave. I'll have Black Mask test the boy. Now go. Superwoman nodded and took her leave quietly. As he pressed a button on the device on his desk, a communicator on his desk, is Ultraman. I would like a word with you, Black Mask. Come to my office at your earliest convenience. Despite how respectful and polite Ultraman was being, it wasn't a request. It was a demand. Just a nicer way to go about it. Once Black Mask got the word that Ultraman wanted to see him, he immediately dropped everything and made his way towards the Syndicate main tower in Metropolis. He knows better to keep Ultraman waiting. The last person that tried to attempt such a thing found his head ripped off his body, and he has no desire to join their ranks. When Black Mask finally arrived, entering the office on the top floor of the tower of the Syndicate, he saw Ultraman, his back turned, as he's facing the window, staring up, gazing upon the city. You wanted to see me, sir? That I did. It comes to my attention. We have a bit of a troublemaker. Is this a kill order? Not yet. This is a test. We're going to successfully test this Brightburn. After you assimilate him, calculate his power structure, his power level. You're going to capture him. I would like to have a word with this young man. But it won't be easy. He has similar abilities with myself. And a couple other abilities I do not have. This won't be an easy job. like the rest. And I don't have to remind you what will happen to people who fail me. They tend to not live very long. And I would hate to have to replace you, considering all the hard work you've done with the syndicate. Understood, boss. I'll take care of it. The flash drive on my desk has all the intel we have on this brightburn. Review it, then begin your mission immediately. Copy that, sir. As Black Mask took the flash drive and made his way out of the office, heading out of the tower, eventually returning back to his small territory he controls in Gotham. Meanwhile, with Deku, he was taking care of Starfire. She kept fading in and out of consciousness for the first 2 weeks of recovery. But he never took off his mask. He has no desire to let people know that Brightburn and Deku are one and the same. When Brightburn walked into the room on the next morning, he saw his guests fully awake. When she saw his familiar face, as the familiar face came walking into the room, it was the person who rescued her from her imprisonment from Superwoman. Her facial expression of worry, nervousness, relaxed. She didn't let her guard down. It's a force of habit she's had to adopt. It saved her life on many occasions. Good, you're conscious. Where am I? A safe house outside of the city. I have no doubt they're most likely searching the city for me after all the carnage I made in the city. I want to thank you for rescuing me. But I demand who you are. Aren't we demanding? I'm a princess, is to be expected. Now hurry. I don't like to be kept waiting. Very well, you may call me Brightburn. Very well, Brightburn. That's sufficient for now. I'm Blackfire. Now that's done. All the pleasantries out of the way. I'm hungry. Feed me. Now. As Brightburn raised his eyebrow at the dear gall of this girl, but he found it humorous. As he decided to play along. As you command, princess, as Brightburn gave her a mocking bow. After making a mocking bow towards Blackfire, she just let out a scoff as she watched him leave the room. After making Blackfire some food, they continued this routine, Brightburn taking care of her. That lasted for almost several months. But through the several months, the syndicate wasn't idle. They were very busy making plans, strategies. On their next encounter was Brightburn. As Black Mask was entering an underground base with very high-tech security measures to keep any intruders from entering, Black Mask arrived at the main room of the small underground base. Approaching Grunty to face. Grunty has long past regained his intelligence, making him a far more deadlier variant of Grundy through all the different variations of Grundy throughout the multiverse from different Earths. This one's a lot more intelligent. I have a mission for you, Grundy. Very well. Grundy will listen. And that's where we're going to stop it. I'll catch you guys in the next part.